So, welcome to Clear Start Mondays. I am John Heyman, a mental fitness coach, and tonight I'm your host. Each Monday, we do three simple things. We ground your nervous system, we write through a few direct questions, and you leave with one clear move for the week. You won't be put on the spot. I'm not going to bring anybody on camera. You don't have to share anything out loud. This is not group therapy, it's not a hustle session, and it's not a motivational speech. This is a reset. You're here to be a human with a pen and paper and a nervous system that's probably tired. Tonight, we're exploring mental time travel and what it actually costs you to live everywhere except where you are. But before we talk about anything, before we think about anything, just let your body arrive. Just breathe. Let the air around you go into your lungs and fill you up and exhale. I want to invite you to close your eyes. Let's take a couple deep breaths together. Go ahead and feel the weight of your feet on the ground. Notice all the points where your feet are touching the insides of your shoes or where they're touching the ground. Go ahead and locate your big toe on one foot. Locate your big toe on your other foot. See if you can find your pinky toes. In this moment, I'd like to invite you to notice where your body is touching whatever you're sitting on. Just notice all of those subtle impact points. Unclench your jaw. Relax your face and your skull. Roll your shoulders back and drop them. Take one long, slow breath in through your nose and notice the sensation of air as it hits your nostrils. On the next breath, pause at the top. Exhale through your mouth and notice all of those sensations. Very good. Most people start their week already reacting, already solving, already bracing for the next thing. And if you notice that in yourself, nothing has gone wrong. This grounding practice that we do every week is how we set the pace for clarity. There's nothing to achieve tonight. There's nothing to perform. And you don't need to be on. Just be here. Be present. That's enough. So in this moment, I'd like to invite you to a visualization. And if your eyes are open, I'd like to invite you to close them if that feels comfortable. Make sure you're somewhere safe. Imagine your mind as a snow globe. Whatever beautiful snow globe you can think of. And inside that glass, your thoughts, worries, stress, things outside of your control, other people's moods, the what ifs in your life, they're the snowflakes that are swirling around and moving inside. All week long, we've been stirring up that snow globe without realizing it. Every notification, every responsibility, every demand, every shift of attention, every interaction you've taken on emotionally, every moment that you felt rushed, behind, or overwhelmed, is a flake falling. I want to invite you to picture setting that snow globe down, but do so gently, easily, hands off. No effort, just stillness. Watch the pieces float and fall. One by one, let them settle. Each piece drifting down, resting on the bottom. Notice the moment that the last flake falls. The water has become clearer, and not because you forced anything, but because in this moment we've stopped stirring it. If your globe hasn't settled yet, that's okay. You didn't do it wrong. We're just noticing. So ask yourself quietly, what am I carrying into this session that I do not need right now? Whatever comes up, just name it. You don't need to fix that. You don't need to understand it. Just admit that you're carrying it, and for right now, gently set it down beside you. Tonight, we're looking at something that almost everyone does constantly without realizing it: mental time travel. Replaying the past, rehearsing the future. We replay conversations from 3 days ago and our jaw tightens again. Or you imagine something coming next week and your chest braces in advance. Very little pressure is actually created in the present moment. Most of it is created in memory or in projection. And here's what makes this worth paying attention to. The body doesn't fully recognize that these events aren't happening now. It responds as if they are. So we relive what's already over, and we pre-live what hasn't arrived. And meanwhile, the actual moment, the one that's right here, right now, goes largely unnoticed. Tonight, we're just going to look at where our attention has been actually living. Are you ready? Go ahead and grab something to write with. Paper, pen. If you got to take notes on your phone, that's fine. The same rules always apply every week. We're not trying to come up with the right answer. We want the honest answer. The more honest with yourself you are with these questions, the more you will uncover. So question 1. In the last few days, where has your mind been spending most of its time? Not where you think it should be, where it has actually been. Past or future. Has it been replaying something? A conversation, a decision, a moment you keep returning to? Or has it been projecting forward? Rehearsing, preparing, bracing for something ahead? Be specific. Name the actual thing that your mind keeps going back to, or the actual thing it keeps moving toward. And notice where that feeling lands in your body as you write this. I want to put a few minutes on the clock here and give us some focus music. Remember, just be honest. In the last few days, where has your mind been spending most of its time? In the last few days, where has your mind been spending most of its time? Not where you think it should be, but where has it actually been? Past or future? Whatever comes up for you, be honest. Write it down for yourself. My timer's not actually showing up on my end, so I have no idea how much time is left, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple ticks right before it's done. So that'll let me know if it's working. But let's not worry about that. Name the actual thing that your mind keeps going to. Whether it's going back to the past or moving to the forward to the future. And notice how it feels when you write it down. Time's almost up. No pressure, though. All right. Thank you for your patience with this. I usually get to see the countdown on my end, but apparently not tonight. That's all right. Question 2. Think back over this past week. The moments of tension that have shown up. The weight that you may have been carrying. The pressure that showed up inside your body. Now ask yourself honestly, how much of this stress was responding to something that was actually present? And how much of it was responding to something your mind was generating? A memory, a projection, a scenario that existed entirely in thought. There's a difference between what's happening in your environment and what's happening in your mind. Write down where that line was this week. Write down what you find. 3 minutes. How much of the stress that you've been carrying this last week was responding to something that existed in the now? And how much of it was responding to something that your mind was generating? Whatever comes up, be honest with yourself. Looks like there's just over a minute to go here. How much of your stress this last week was you actually responding something in the moment? and how much of it was responding to something that your mind was generating? Whatever comes up, just write it down. Excellent. All right. Question 3. Are you guys ready? What would have to be true for right now to be enough? Not better, not resolved, not further along, but enough. Just as it is, right now. What would have to be true? Don't rush to an answer on this one. Just sit with it. Notice what the question brings up in your body before your mind tries to answer it. 3 minutes, my friends. What would have to be true in your life for right now, in this moment, to be enough? Whatever comes up for you, write it down. I came up with a pretty fun answer, and I'm imagining that all of you did too. What would have to be true for right now to be enough? Fantastic. Here's what I want to name the present moment. What is actually physically happening right now is rarely the source of most pressure in our lives. Most pressure lives in past versions of events that our mind keeps returning to, or in the future version that your body is already bracing for. The cost of living in these two places simultaneously is significant. Not because the past or future doesn't matter necessarily, but because the body is paying attention to the price for both of them. Right now, in this moment, what you noticed in that third question is worth sitting with. Just sitting with it, reading over it a couple more times. Because when attention actually returns to what's present, something shifts. And it's not forced. It's not manufactured. It's not because the circumstances have changed, but because the time zone did. The past conversation is over. There's nothing you can do to change it. It's almost irrelevant to the now. And the future moment hasn't arrived yet. Your mind is just trying to predict what's going to happen, every other outcome. What's here right now, as you're hearing my voice, is just this moment. We're all in this together. Isn't that powerful? This moment is almost always more manageable than the combined weight of everything that your mind has been carrying, past and future. So your anchor phrase for this week lives right at the moment you catch your mind somewhere else. In the replay, in the rehearsal, somewhere that isn't here. Choose something simple, something that you can reconnect to. This is not happening right now. Return to what's actually here. Where am I actually? Or what in this moment is lacking? Use any of those phrases as an interrupt when you notice that your mind has traveled somewhere else instead of being in the now. And then you can also use any of those phrases as a celebration when you catch yourself instead of beating yourself up. Because catching ourselves is the work. Not staying presently perfect, not eliminating the travel and mind drift entirely, but just noticing the moment when we've left. That's the work. Once, on purpose, this week. I bet you can do it. And that's enough. Tonight you did something worth acknowledging. You brought honest attention to where your mind has actually been living. Not where it should be, but where it has been. And that kind of honesty is quiet work, and it matters more than it gets credit for. You should celebrate yourself in a nice, even way. If you find yourself wanting to explore more insight, the Mind's Own Habit System is where we systematically unwind the mental loops that keep you stuck and build new ones that actually support you. If you want a structured framework behind your mental fitness work, I'm also a positive intelligence coach. We use the Saboteur Assessment to identify what's running your system and build simple daily practices to help you step out of stress patterns as they arise. And if you're interested in some focused personal support, I also offer one-on-one coaching where we work directly with what's going on in your life right now. But you don't have to decide anything tonight. Just know that those doors exist and they're there for you if you're ready. Your attention this week is simple. When your body reacts to something that isn't currently unfolding in front of you, ask yourself, where am I actually right now? And notice what shifts in you when you come back. Say that anchor phrase and celebrate. I believe in you, and I trust your capacity to keep choosing what supports you. I will see you all next Monday.